Alright guys, what's going on? It is the 23rd, so it is the Thursday of peak week, and currently it is 9:30 a.m. and we are heading to do my first Dexa scan. So we are currently on the road heading out to do my first Dexa scan. So we're driving there, and when we pull up, we'll get a little bit more going. All right, we are here and we're about to get out, and we're about to do this. All right, we're here. We're about to go in and we're about to see what I'm currently at, get my statistics. So my weight was 167.8 pounds the last time I weighed myself. That's below the weight, my target weight. So we're feeling pretty good. We're feeling pretty rambunctious. But we got a meeting, so we got to get in there and Alright, if we get some of this on camera?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
Is this your first time in?
Yep.
Perfect. And do you have an iPhone or Android?
Android.
Okay, so we haven't launched our app with Android yet, but I think within the next month that'll be out, and some really sweet things will be coming with that.
Okay.
But we can get started right back here.
Alright, do you want loose clothing or?
If you have a layer underneath that sweatshirt, I'd probably have you put that on, and then you can see there too. There's a few things I didn't type in.
No problem. Shoes on or off?
I'll have you take your shoes off.
Alright.
That's gonna quick get your height right here.
5'11".
5'11". I still always have to do it.
We'll guess. We'll see. It's a good day. Maybe
Yeah.
6.
Right at 5'11".
Yeah.
Can I have you hop on the scale right here for me? Perfect, thank you. And then, of these ethnicities right here, what would you say that you identify as? Asian, Black, Hispanic, White?
White and black.
White and black?
Yeah.
Which would you prefer? It doesn't make too much of a difference,
White.
it's just for bone density. Alright.
I would go white.
Perfect. Alright, yeah, so you'll be laying down flat on your back with your head on this end.
Watch on off.
Yeah, watch off, pockets empty. That'll be good.
Metal. I got metal zippers or.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. I came prepared.
Yeah. Alright, perfect. Yeah, so that'll be right on here. Just watch your head when you come down. Perfect. Nah. You actually go towards your feet a few inches. Right there's good. Actually, can you come back up an inch? Right there's good. Perfect. Alright. Can I have you move your hips to your right about an inch? Alright. Actually, a smidge too far, back to the left a little bit. Right there's good. Perfect. So I'm gonna quick strap your feet up so you can relax them during the scan. Your eyes open or close, and then I'll let you know once it passes over your hands, and then you can relax your arms.
Alright, am I allowed to talk or?
Give it like 20 seconds. I'm just gonna let it pass over your jaw first, and then we can talk more.
Alright.
Can you feel the X-rays?
I do.
Okay.
It's penetrating my bowels right now.
Can you really? Are you guys joking?
No, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
It's a very low dose X-ray. It's actually lower than like the TSA scanners.
Oh,
Just
really?
enough, yeah, just enough to be able to pass through the bones.
And what is this measurement exactly?
It's going to tell us about fat tissue, lean tissue, bone density, and then all the different regions for all that information. You can tell us visceral fat in the abdominal cavity, which is always useful to know. It's kind of like the bad fat that we really don't want too much of.
Yeah.
So what's with like the bone density for race? Is there?
African Americans typically have denser bones, as well as I believe Hispanics. I do not know for sure about the Hispanics, but African Americans typically have stronger bones, more dense bones.
Oh, then I should have went AA.
You are
No, so
boring.
like I took a
Genetic.
DNA test, and they instead of, because my dad is black and my mom is white,
Yeah.
so 50-50. But then it came back and it put me at like 52-48. So it was it was like
Yeah.
just slightly more white. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe I will say Caucasian.
Now I know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have another one coming, so we'll see what that says.
All right, so I'll pass back over your head, then you can get back up. So there's another scanner that we pair with this one. Basically makes a 3D image of your body, and it'll actually tell you the measurements around your arms, legs, and waist. It's no extra cost or anything, but would you be interested in that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're all good now. You can get back up.
Let's do as much as we can.
Yeah, so it's actually right over in this room over here. Your stuff's okay there if you want.
Absolutely.
So this is our Fit 3D scanner. Basically, you'll create an account really quick, and then it'll run you through some instructions. Then eventually you'll be sitting on this platform. You'll lift these arms up, click the buttons, you'll spin in a circle, and that's it. And then, yeah, so let me know if you have any questions at all with it. It will say for the most accurate measurements to go down into your underwear, just because it's using like a camera to go over your body. And then nothing gets printed or anything, it's only for you. There'll be one prompt that'll pop up, it will say add additional metrics. You might not know that information or something, but you can just click skip for that.
Gender. Male. Unit type. U.S. Ethnicity. Unidentified. We're going to go ahead and keep it consistent. We're going to put... I wonder what would happen if I put AA on this one. Birthday. Do I agree? Sure. I don't know what it says. Please put hair up. Hair's up. Wear appropriate attire. Straight down to the undies. Keep holding outside scanning area. Review of scanner. How tall are you? 5'11". Add additional metrics. I'm probably somewhere around 45 right now. Body fat, I'm guessing I'm somewhere around, let's go 6%. Can I put a question mark there? How much do you weigh? I look straight. So would metrics slightly change if, like, just to be consistent, I put Caucasian
Yeah.
in there?
No,
But would the metrics change?
I don't think so.
Not
I
too
think that's
much.
just only for their database.
Data, okay.
Because all it does is makes like a 3D image of your body. So I really don't know how that would make any difference. Yeah. So right up top, we just have your profile information with your measure date and time. For future visits, it's good to come in at a similar time of day just to stay consistent. Just below that, we have an overall summary of the scan. So from left to right, we have total body fat percentage, and we have also a fat tissue, lean tissue, then BMC's bone mineral content. Just one thing I want to note with that lean tissue category is the scanner will pick up all of your lean tissue organs and fluids. So everything that's not fat and not bone will be under the lean tissue category.
So not fat, not finished.
Yeah, so your lean tissue will be all of your lean tissue organs and fluids.
Organs and fluids, okay.
All right, so just below that, we have a trend graph to track progress between fat and fat-free, but this is just your baseline today.
Okay.
Typically, we'll see certain lines moving around depending on how things are moving for you. At the bottom of the page, you have your lean mass balance, and that's just looking to see if you have any muscle imbalances or any asymmetry. A positive number will be right side dominant, and a negative number will be left side dominant. The total can be skewed if I don't have you perfect at the table, which is very hard to do, so we just look at the arms and legs. So it looks like your arms, you slightly favor your right arm by 0.2 a pound, and it looks like you favor your right leg by about 2 pounds.
Okay.
And then up to a pound is very typical. And then ideally, the kind of goal for that is just to make sure that those numbers aren't getting bigger over time.
Okay.
So yeah, if it were to show 0, that'd be perfectly symmetrical. If it was a negative number, that'd be left side. Positive number, right side.
Okay.
Does that seem about right?
Yep. What was the BMC?
Bone mineral content. And that's the weight of your dry bone mass, so it doesn't include like your bone marrow.
Is there a healthy number?
Like a range for it?
Yeah.
Not really. It just really depends on person to person.
Okay.
The bone density page is a little bit more insightful as far as that. Okay. Any questions on this first page at all?
Nope.
All right, so the second page is a way more detailed breakout of the scan among all the different categories up top and then all the different regions on the left side, even left side versus right side. It's kind of like a big data dump for the scan. Yeah, go for it. Take a seat.
Okay.
There's 2 regions that we like to talk about in here. They're the android and gynoid regions. The android is your lower stomach. Gynoid is upper hips and thighs. They're described in this first paragraph as well for future reference.
Okay.
So I like to slow down a little bit. And then in this first table right here, we have the android-gynoid ratio, and that's basically looking to see if a person's more apple-shaped or more pear-shaped, or how disproportionately someone will store body fat between those 2 areas. We like to say 0.9 or less is a good goal for men, and then for women, 0.8 or less is a good goal. Typically when someone has a higher AG ratio, like 1.0 or up, that's usually when someone's more apple-shaped. That's typically when they carry a little bit more visceral fat. But one thing that's sweet with the Dexa scanners, it'll just kind of tell us how much visceral fat you have. So just below that, we have the estimated visceral adipose tissue, and we have your android fat mass, and we have the visceral fat mass broken out from that. Looks like you're at 0, which is amazing.
Okay.
There's no positive amount of visceral fat. We just know that the lower you can go will be healthier for you.
So right on my hips, I have a 0 for the visceral adipose tissue.
So that's basically just saying so.
Oh, I was thinking gynoid. Okay.
Oh, you're
never
good.
mind.
So this diagram over here just depicts the difference between visceral fat and subcutaneous fat, with the blue tube being subcutaneous fat. That's the stuff that you can just pinch under the skin. It's primarily just for energy storage. And then that pink one is just depicting visceral fat, so that's the fat that's in your abdominal cavity, in and around your organs.
Okay.
And yeah, there's no positive amount of it. Just know that the lower you go will be healthier for you. That's typically the fat that's linked with like cardiovascular disease or type 2 diabetes, like metabolic syndrome.
Okay.
And then we have a graph just besides those tables just to track progress for that visceral adipose tissue.
Sweet.
Any questions on this page at all?
Oh, I'm sure I'll have plenty.
It's a lot to take in.
So what was the android again?
The android's your lower stomach.
Lower stomach.
This first paragraph too will describe them as well. And then the gynoid is upper hips and thighs.
How
believe
common
that's-
is this? How common is the zero visceral fat?
Definitely more uncommon for sure.
Yeah.
I've probably seen in the 3 months I've been here, maybe probably around 10 people I'd say are right around that. A lot of people are very low, but yeah, I'd say
From the zero.
10 to 15, maybe you're at 0.0. All right, so the third page looks at bone density. These pictures right here, that's just a picture of your skeleton. It's just a picture showing you lean tissue and fat tissue, with green being lean. Obviously, you don't have much fat tissue, so but usually you can see like there's just a slight like later on there maybe. Doesn't print super well, but we also email you a PDF.
Okay.
But the main focus for this page is bone density. The T-score is going to be that raw score. That's going to be comparing you to a 30-year-old male at peak bone density. It's scored in standard deviations, with 0 being average.
Okay.
So you're 2.7 standard deviations above average, which is amazing. And then every 1 point increase is a halving of your fracture risk. That's always nice to know.
Okay.
And then if we were to see numbers ranging from -1 and -2.5 under that T-score, that's the range for increased risk for osteopenia.
Okay.
And then -2.5 and lower is increased risk for osteoporosis.
Okay.
That Z-score next to that, that's going to be comparing you to your peer group, so it'll be the same age, gender, ethnicity with height and weight adjusted. So that's kind of where that ethnicity part will play a role. But the main focus is that T-score. That's going to be comparing either male or female to a 30-year-old at peak density. But even relative to people most similar to you, you're doing very well.
All right.
Most people just kind of look at the chart up here with you being the black dot. The dark green is the above average category, the blue is your peer group, and then the yellow, orange, and red are those increased risk zones. And we kind of see that expected decline as we age. Any questions on this page, Al?
No.
All right. So we're on the last page of the report. So this page is a lot more insightful when you come in for a follow-up scan. This is the page where we track change by region. Since not everything will develop in lockstep, we can look at how things are progressing independently.
Okay.
And then just below that, we track change in more broad categories just between total mass, fat mass, and lean mass.
So I still have 10.7 pounds of fat mass.
Yep.
So I could lose another 10 pounds.
Well, the thing I'd like to note too is the scan's picking up all of your fat across your entire body, so most of your brain is actually composed of fat tissue. But yeah, that's the whole Dexa report. And then you'll receive an email at some point here. It usually takes about 5 to 7 minutes to generate that 3D image, but you'll receive an email from them, and then you'll be able to access that through their website.
Okay.